The following may not be appropriate for all audiences. All right, everyone, thank you for joining us once again for the Low Effect Podcast. New week, 4 more attempts to whelm you guys, I suppose. Again, we're here with Andy, Matt, and I am Dave. And what are we going to talk about today?
I don't know. That's usually my response. Just FYI, Andy.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Well,
I don't usually bring a lot of topics to talk about.
I kind of want to go back to the over-underdog thing just a bit because...
Some house cleaning?
Well, I was listening to some of our other stuff on it, and it struck me that it could be considered very offensive, I suppose, but also that I wasn't really being clear about what I thought about it. Over-underdog is not really my term either. But to me, the over-underdog and the converse of that, which is the under-overdog, and the over-underdog syndrome really is when you've got a group, perhaps a class of folks who traditionally have not fared very well historically in a society, and things have been done to try and better their lot, and it's worked, but they still want to talk about how they're put down upon, how they're not getting whatever it is that they believe that they're not getting. And that's really all I wanted to clarify. The under-overdog is the opposite of that, right? You have a class or a group of people that have traditionally done very well, or thought to have done very well in a society, and just as the pendulum has swung oppositely for them, and a lot of those folks don't feel that they're doing very well.
You mean like men or white men?
Or whatever you want to, whatever you or the listeners want to
Well,
throw
that's the
in
group
there.
right now that probably feels a little underwhelmed.
Sure.
Is the white guy.
There's a lot of angry...
There's a lot of angry white guys.
Well, I think there's always been angry white guys, but just guys in general who
I think men in general.
kind of lean towards being angry just because of, our makeup, I suppose.
Or makeup. Genetic makeup.
Testosterone.
I believe it has a lot to do with that particular hormone in and of itself. Just kind of...
I thought you were going to say hormone. Hormone.
Who, what?
I don't know. For some reason, I didn't think you were going to say hormone. I thought you were going to say something else.
Okay. Sometimes I wonder what goes on in your brain, and I stop myself right at that thought because I really don't want to know.
I don't really know what goes on in my brain.
Well,
Never really give it too much thought.
that makes two of us.
I thought you were going to say homo.
Homo?
Yeah, I thought you were going to say homo. I'm
Nah.
pretty sure that's what he thought, and he didn't want to say it. I thought you were going to say homo. I was like, well, the gays are doing better now. They're doing better now, yay.
They're
Yay.
yeah, they've been
Did they
accepted by
underdog,
society.
overdog, right?
Well, they like underdog, right?
Well, I think everyone
Or just
kind
the
of
doggy.
that leads
Just
us to
Shih
a
Tzus and
whole nother
Jack
topic there.
Russell.
But going back to what I was talking about, I think especially in our society, in American society, it's almost a superior position to be the underdog.
Definitely in America. We love an underdog in America. Like the stories of underdogs, we've always rooted for the underdogs. Like we like underdogs. Well, I don't think we like being underdogs, but we definitely like rooting for them.
But if you're in a position of power, wouldn't you want to be considered the underdog?
Kind of like being underestimated.
Well, no, being the underdog, you want all the help you can get in keeping your position of power.
Right, definitely.
And
But
so,
wait, how can you be in a position of power and be the underdog? It's those two things are mutually exclusive.
you don't have to actually be an underdog.
You perceive yourself as an underdog.
Well, it's more important that other people perceive you as an underdog,
Okay.
right?
So you really don't perceive yourself as an underdog.
You may. That might help sell it. But if other people perceive you as an underdog, then they want to help you. then they want to, there's no questioning when you sit there and say things are crap for me, and they have been for the last 5,000 years for people of my ilk. Because let's face it, most of the over-underdogs, well, no, I will actually say all of the over-underdogs, none of them probably were in an underdog position.
They just sold themselves as an underdog to help their cause.
Yeah, and now there will be great argumentation over that, right? If because you don't want to be seen as the man, the oppressor. You want to be seen as the oppressed. And so things need to change. All you oppressors out there, and all the oppressors need to be taken down because they're oppressing all of us underdogs. But I don't know how many underdogs are actually underdogs.
So you think it's a bunch of overdogs fighting with other overdogs, determining who's really the underdog?
Yeah, they're trying to outpour each other.
Because they want to be perceived as the underdog.
Yeah, because that helps them keep on to whatever it is that they've been trying to attain.
I don't think people are that stupid, though.
I have to disagree with you.
I think that at a certain point, people are like, you know what? I'm not buying this whole underdog thing anymore. It's like it's clear that you're in a position of power. It's clear that you are doing pretty well, and then you keep on doing this underdog thing, and it just doesn't really make sense.
Right, but if you're one of the people trying to say that the overdogs are not underdogs, you need to get a whole bunch of people on your side. And if you don't have a good enough story, then they'll be like, no, dude, you're full of crap.
I don't know. People are that dumb. I kind of have to agree with Dan. People really are that stupid. It's so much easier just to blindly follow and say, all right, you're an underdog, so I'm going to root for you, than actually reading into it. Like, hey, wait, this guy's full of crap. It's so much easier just to say, yeah, you're right. You're the underdog. I'm going to root for you. So
why is that then? I mean...
Well, if you look at it, the underdog is actually looked upon as an inferior.
Well, you do look down on the underdog, yeah.
And that kind of keys into an innate desire among people
to look down on people.
We all do.
We're all judgers. There's no hiding it. I judged this morning. I judged people right when I walked before I got into this apartment.
Why, you judged the kids at the lemonade stand?
Yeah, they're beneath me.
Well, they are shorter than you, yes.
One hateful mofo.
They are beneath me. But that goes against, if they, an outside perspective of that, the kids are the underdogs and I'm the prick.
Who were you really judging? It wasn't.
I was judging it's really self-reflection on, man, I was a lazy kid. I didn't do shit to sell lemonade outside. And these kids are already, doing something. It came back to me again. Not happy about it. So yeah, those kids are underdogs.
I never sold shit when I was a kid.
Did you guys need to? Were you... Because those kids don't need to either.
No, they're just doing it because they did it before and made some money.
Well, it's more of a kind of...
Ago.
It's a for fun thing also.
Yeah.
School might be out and they have involved parents, so they're
I don't think they're making the lemonade though.
No, that's a sham. That's like unpaid workers.
None of these kids around here make the lemonade.
There's no permits. There's no license.
They're buying a thing of lemonade and then marking it up.
But what's the harm in that though?
That's a good example of an underdog. Like, I guarantee they'll make money because people feel bad for them. So like, oh, look at this little underdog lemonade stand. I'm not feeling the same way I do purchasing the lemonade from them as I am buying the Minute Maid at 7-Eleven.
I don't think it's a...
I think it's just because they're cute. You're like, oh, because they're pretty cute.
I don't think it's
adorable.
I don't think it's a look down on type of thing. I mean,
I definitely look down.
Really?
Okay, everyone else who's got like a shred of compassion, it's not like that. But
once more, I must say it's different being on a podcast with someone that's seeing him in a different environment.
But for the sociopathic millennial, okay.
I'm just saying, look at it logically.
But for the middle-aged folks in the room, it's kind of like, hey, isn't that cute? Let's make them a little happier today.
Dude, you're representing all millennials here, and if there's millennials listening, they're just like, oh my goodness.
Thank God. I'm happy to be the voice of angry reason.
Aren't you making an assumption about both of those?
Oh, of course, definitely.
Okay.
I'm not hiding it. I'm not going to bullshit
What,
you.
that he's the voice of reason? Is that what you mean?
That he's reasonable and angry.
He doesn't seem angry to me.
I think it's an act.
There's a frustration like deep within there.
Well, that's not good.
No, I like it.
That could be just because you're a dude.
Oh, full circle. Full circle. Oh my God, you guys mentioned this earlier. All right, see? I am
Well, he always
underdog.
brings it full circle.
So there we go.
I am the underdog.
If you say so.
But as long as you perceive it.
I do not. I'm too busy perceiving my own underdoggery to have room to perceive yours.
Oh, by the way, shout out. We got to do the shout out.
Who are we shouting out to?
Andy.
Yeah. Andy's been remixing our stuff, which is kind of the reason why we got to let the prick talk. But it's okay. Yeah, I find that it's a good bargain for exchange. And the music is also Andy's.
Yes.
So if you guys like it, you can hit us up and we might tell you how to find more of it.
That's my favorite promotion ever.
What?
It's like, all right, here's the music, but you won't know where to get it.
And we always do our plugs at the end.
I love it.
I took marketing in college.
So if somebody's given up, they don't hear the plug.
Oh, well, I don't want the guy who gave up. I want the guy who went full in on the podcast.
That's right. That's right. We don't want no quitters here.
You don't get a link until you finish it, or if you skip ahead.
Or what's the term? Oh, my friend used to tell me this. My friend I had a friend in college who had a pretty competitive dad, but it was all good natured.
Okay.
And so if my friend didn't do well at a hockey game or at football practice or something, his dad would kind of in a joking way be like, "No, son, pancakes are for winners." Or whatever it is that he wanted, like, "Oh, I want to get some Coke."
Part of me does believe that.
And his dad would be like, "No, son, Coke is for winners."
No, Coke is for drunken nights.
Not that kind of Coke.
For some reason, that reminds me of what's the baseball movie with Billy Bob Thornton?
There's a baseball movie with
No,
Billy Bob Thornton? Oh, the remake of Bad News Bears.
Yeah, when they go to Hooters.
Hooters.
When they win, they go to Hooters.
Hooters is for winners.
Only because he doesn't know anybody except for the waitresses at Hooters.
Oh right, yeah.
So anyway, thank you all for listening. Please continue. Where Andy will continue to make our stuff sound really good. I can't. He can't do anything with making us sound entertaining. But he's not a miracle worker.
You can find us on Twitter, Instagram at LowFatPodcast. You can email us. Please email us, lowfatpodcast@gmail.com, or you can just search Low Fat Podcast and find us on Stitcher, iTunes, and YouTube, or wherever else you pick up your feed. Thank you.